Tonight, a KVUE Defenders exclusive. I'm Mike Rush.
And I'm Quita Culpepper. A fight between the FBI and local investigators in one of Austin's most infamous unsolved cases, and whether the feds have information that could finally unlock the nearly 30-year-old yogurt shop murder mystery.
Here's KVUE senior reporter Tony Ploheski with federal journalist Brian Bell.
This year will be 29 years.
It's just like it just happened.
We heard a knock on the door at 5:15 in the morning, and it's the cops telling us there was a fire at the yogurt shop. They wanted to know if we were the parents of Amy Ayers.
Our life changed forever that one night.
You don't ever think anybody's gonna come into a yogurt place and shoot you. I mean, and shoot you and all your friends. It just doesn't happen in a yogurt place.
We owe ourselves as a community a resolution to this case.
It's frustrating that we're so close.
Everybody says that you'll be better with time. It don't get no better.
It was a crime that both horrified and broke the heart of Central Texas. 4 teenage girls shot in the head in an I Can't Believe It yogurt shop December 6, 1991. The building torched, and the fire destroying most of the evidence. 8 painful years passed before the police finally arrested 4 men and charged them with capital murder. Then the cases crumbled. 2 of the suspects, Forrest Welburn and Maurice Pierce, never went to trial. The charges against them dropped. 2 others, Robert Springsteen and Michael Scott, were convicted.
We finally got answers. Somebody's going to pay for the crime. I mean, the girls are still gone. It's never going to bring them back. But those guys ain't walking around on the street.
But the courts later overturned those convictions.
It's wonderful, and I'd like to thank God and my families and my attorney for this opportunity. Thank you.
Back to day one. I mean, it's like the murders happen all over again.
I feel like every time we think we've made a little bit of headway, we take steps backwards.
Prosecutors took Scott and Springsteen to trial with no forensic evidence. Investigators had worked for years to get any kind of DNA profile from the crime scene, but the samples revealed nothing. Then in 2008, as technology advanced, police learned that scientists had begun new testing that could at least reveal a male-only DNA strand. Unlike traditional DNA that can prove a person's identity, this type of profile, called YSTR, shows an entire family line of men. Cousins, brothers, uncles, and fathers may all share the same strand. When detectives sent a sample from victim Amy Ayers' body for testing, the profile they got back matched none of the 4 suspects, a fact that led prosecutors not to retry Scott or Springsteen.
I could not, in good conscience, allow this case to go to trial before the identity of this male donor is determined and the full truth is known.
There comes a point when, what else do you do? I mean, we've exhausted all the means that are available to us at this point.
About a decade later, in early 2017, an Austin police cold case investigator learned about a growing number of male-only DNA databases. There was one in Florida that especially interested him. He uploaded the profile into that database, and when he got a match, investigators thought the yogurt shop case was about to take off.
They had a hit, but now we need to know who the hit is.
It was very exciting to have something to pursue, but we knew there was still a long road to getting to a resolution, but to have it lead at all was really good news.
Investigators say they realize the person leaked to the profile may have hundreds or thousands of male family members. Still, it was the biggest clue they had gotten in a decade.
It was from the FBI. We thought, well, now that is really exciting news because that's a law enforcement agency, and we surely will get full cooperation in seeing what we can learn from this piece of DNA.
But the FBI said no.
We thought, surely you can't mean this. You can't mean that you could tell us something about this DNA and you will not share it with us.
I thought this was going to be the break that was really going to help us. And what do? We get slapped in the face by the FBI.
The FBI cites this federal law saying that the agency can legally provide samples to research databases for population studies if personally identifiable information is removed. The agency said that such profiles, quote, are not suitable for matching to an individual.
And if by law this can't be done, I think it's time for a change in our laws.
And the Florida database has this disclaimer, saying it cannot be used to identify a particular individual whose sample is in the database. All donors are anonymous and samples can't be traced back to specific individuals. The result is a stalemate between local investigators and the FBI, a potential roadblock to justice that is now drawing interest from congressmen from Austin to Washington. United States Representative Michael McCall just last week sent this letter to the FBI, urging them to immediately give any information they can to Austin investigators.
To them, it may not be information they think would be helpful to us. They don't know all the details of our case either, and there might be some little something that is a glimmer of hope that our police department can connect to it.
For the families of Amy Ayers, Eliza Thomas, and sisters Sarah and Jennifer Harbison, what is happening now is the latest in a string of heartbreaks that began that night nearly 3 decades ago.
There are 4 dead girls, 4 families that have gone through 29 years of hell. And you're causing more pain for these families sitting back knowing that you've got the information and you won't get it. How can you do that?
And with every year that passes, the family of the young women pray for a resolution, not only for themselves, but the entire community, and an answer once and for all to the question that has tormented Austin for almost 30 years.
I will not die until this is solved. This is my little girl. And I want justice.
Investigators say they are going public about this issue now in hopes of finally persuading the FBI to give them the information they say they need. They are also considering a highly unusual step of subpoenaing the information from the FBI, but they fear that doing so could touch off a legal fight that would last for years to come. Tony Plahetsky, KVUE News.